1 month ago, I completed my first 50K trail ultra.
I swear to God, that Coke just saved my life.
It's a goal that I had had for years, but never really believed that I was capable of accomplishing until I crossed the finish line. And I think a big part of the reason why that is because a lot of the videos and blogs and magazine articles that I was reading and watching were all coming from the perspective of someone who had done 50K, 50 mile, 100K, 100-mile plus runs, and that just wasn't something that I could relate to as a beginner. And so today I'm going to be getting into all of the things I wish that I would have known, everything that I learned, what went well, and what could have gone better in my first 50K as a first timer. Now, the first lesson that I confirmed is something that I had somewhat understood from past race experiences, and that is that it's better to be undertrained than it is overtrained. It's really easy to overtrain going into a race, and it's something that I've struggled with in the past. In this case, it proved itself yet again that going in uninjured and even slightly undertrained ended up being better than being injured or sore and overtrained. Pick a training plan that's going to work for you, stick to it, commit to it, but don't overtrain and come in injured, especially as a first timer who's just looking to finish or have some fun. Second, and this might be particular to the type of race you're doing, for context, my race was at around 10,000 feet above sea level and fairly exposed in Colorado. But regardless of where your race is, I would say that it is crucial to protect yourself from the sun. Now, in my race, I ended up wearing a sun hoodie. It was just like a thin, lightweight hoodie that I usually use for backpacking. I was able to pop on the hood throughout the race, and that came in especially handy because I did not wear a hat. But regardless, I'm not somebody who wanted to slather on sunscreen at every aid station stop, and so I chose a long sleeve, even though it was a warmer day, some longer socks, and again, pulled that hood up on longer exposed sections, and it worked great for me. I ended up walking away, even as someone who's very fair complected, with no sunburns. My fourth tip comes with a caveat, and that is to eat as much real food as you can. I was slow. The course was long, it was hilly. I think we had almost 10,000 feet of elevation change in just 30 miles, which at least for me, especially at 10,000 feet above sea level, felt pretty grueling. But eating real food was key to my success, and by success, I mean finishing, because my gut is not equipped, adept, good at handling sugar for 8 hours. Now, I did finish the course in just under 8 hours, but I knew that I could be out there from anywhere from 7.5 to 9. And so part of my training strategy and race strategy, because of my training, was to eat real food. At aid stations, I was snacking on bacon, watermelon, PB&Js, I grabbed some pretzels, and my Tailwind and gels and goos were a backup to that. I'm not someone who tends to struggle with digestive distress. In fact, I remember one day where I was trying to summit a 14er, kind of late spring, end of winter, and I cut open the side of an Indian food packet and chugged it right there on trail. But all of this was for a purpose. It was to get my gut used to long days on my feet, getting in fats, proteins, and carbs for these longer sustained efforts. And ultimately, I'm really, really glad that I did. And to prove that point, let's go ahead and listen to a couple of voice memos from my day on trail just to explain itself for why I was so grateful to have said real food.
Aid station 3, 2 pieces of bacon, refill Tailwind with caffeine, 500 mils, 2 shots of Coke, probably 6 ounces, maybe a little more, shot of pickle juice, forgot to get watermelon, but feeling so much better. Just about died at 14 miles, but now we're at about 22, and we back, baby.
So that's everything that went well, but obviously it was my first time. So there are going to be things that I wish I would have done differently or would have dialed in more properly before my race that I will definitely be doing for next time. But before we get into that, I want to take a quick moment to thank the sponsor of today's video, Goes Health. Okay, of course, as soon as I step outside to get a change of scenery and pace, it starts raining outside, because if that's not summer in Colorado, I don't know what is. But that is a great segue into the sponsor of today's video, Goes Health, which helps me prepare to stay out longer, go further, and stay safer than ever before. Now, Go's Health is a wilderness preparation and first aid tool, more of a know before you go than a last resort option, if you know what I mean. The app provides medical information that can help you decide what the best course of action is for your specific situation and level of triage. And while it's important to note that Go's Health will not treat or cure anything, it's not a one-size-fits-all solution. It is a great tool to have in your back pocket for less than $3 a month, like literally less than half of a latte, to stay safe on your next big adventure. Now, new to Go's Health is the Go's Plus Rewards program, which allows you to learn and answer questions based on topics that you are either familiar with or want to learn more about to then be redeemed at partner brands. My personal favorite is All Trails because it allows me to get out and stay out on trails that are local to my area and the greater Colorado that I might not have been able to discover before. And while Go's Plus Rewards are only available to paid subscribers, that $3 cost using the description link and the code down below and on screen is brought down to a mere $2 a month, exclusive to this community. So if you want to start earning your rewards and spending them at places like Drip Drop and All Trails today, head down to the link in the description down below. Stay safer on your next trip, learn more, and prepare for upcoming adventures with Go's Health. All right, now that we have our backcountry buddy, Go's Health, in our pocket, both on and offline on the trail, I want to go ahead and jump into what could have gone better for my race and what I will definitely be doing next time. First up is getting my clothing dialed in, and this is mainly in regards to chafing. It is everyone's enemy out on trail. You have dirt, you have sweat, you have grime, and you have improperly fitting clothes. Now, I definitely went for comfort in this race. I wore kind of my baggiest running shorts that I do train with, but usually for 10 or sub 10 mile runs. I had a sun hoodie that I've worn for very long miles that went perfectly, socks and shoes that I've tried before. But it was my first time wearing a pair of, enter name brand here, shorts out on trail for this long. And I do wish that I would have swapped them out for something more like a compression or bike short, simply because of my body's anatomy and the amount of time that I spent out there. The second thing I could have done better is to train for my specific course. Now, I have a lot of goals this year. This was not my A race. And because of that, I let specificity go by the wayside. And it's definitely something that I would change moving forward, especially considering a lot of my goals this year actually do have vertical gain and loss built into them. So if possible, get out on your trails, get up at elevation or down at sea level, wherever your race is, and train specifically for your race as much as you can. All right, key takeaway here. I am so glad that I went in with the primary goal of having fun and finishing. Obviously, I looked at past race results, I compared them to my fitness level that I was perceiving to have at the time, and past efforts that I had taken on. But my goal was really just to finish, which meant that as soon as I crossed that finish line, and even on my last lap when there was no choice but to stumble across back to that last aid station, I succeeded. And if I could do it all over again, I think I would approach it the same way. Come in with the mindset of having fun, being safe, staying healthy, and getting across the finish line. And unless something crazy happens or you're coming in with absolutely zero training or fitness, I'm fairly confident that you'll finish. Now, I have no doubt in my mind that this was the first of many ultras for me. I had a blast, a lot of type 2/3 fun, but it was one of those experiences that you walk away from and go, that kind of sucked, but when can I do it again? So if you're considering taking on your first 50K, even if you're a beginner with no endurance experience, I highly recommend doing it, pushing yourself, training for the event, and getting familiar with your race course to have as much fun as you possibly can while minimizing any of that type 3 fun. But I won't lie to you, it's probably gonna suck at least a little bit. And last but not least, I just wanna say thank you to all of my family, friends, and loved ones, to all the aid station volunteers, the race directors, and folks who show up without being asked to help us out, to help us cross that finish line for the first time or the 10th time or the 100th time, because truly these self-supported efforts would not be possible without the help of all of you. Speaking of, thank you again to Go's Health for sponsoring today's video. Don't forget to head down to the link in the description down below to get the exclusive community discount and try Go's Health today so you can stay safer, get out further, and stay out longer than ever before. And on that note, I hope you all get outside this week, and I'll see you next time. Bye.